You might not notice it at first. A slight tingling in your fingers, a numb feeling in your feet, or a burning sensation that shows up late at night. Many people brush these things off as stress, age, or just one of those days. But what if these small signals are your body's quiet way of asking for attention? Today, more people than ever are becoming curious about nerve health, not because something dramatic happened, but because modern life quietly exposes us to things that can add up over time. From what we eat to how we cook to everyday habits we rarely question, our nervous system is constantly responding to our environment. If you've ever wondered why certain sensations keep coming back, or felt unsure whether something is worth paying attention to, you're not alone. Have you noticed anything like this in your own life? Take a moment and share your thoughts in the comments. And stay with me, because once you see where these everyday influences really come from, you may start looking at your daily routine in a completely new way. You might not notice it at first. A faint tingling in your toes while you're lying in bed, a numb feeling in your fingers when you wake up, or a subtle burning sensation that comes and goes without explanation. Most people brush these moments aside. Life is busy, bodies get tired, and it's easy to assume these sensations are just part of getting older or dealing with stress. But for many people, these small signals spark a quiet question in the back of the mind. Is my body trying to tell me something? In recent years, more conversations have started around nerve health, and not because of sudden emergencies or dramatic diagnoses. It's happening because people are paying closer attention to how they feel day to day. They're noticing patterns. Sensations that used to be rare feel more frequent. Feelings that once faded quickly now linger a little longer. This isn't about jumping to conclusions or labeling symptoms. It's about awareness, understanding that the nervous system is constantly communicating, even when the messages are subtle. Our nerves are part of the body's communication network. They help us sense temperature, pressure, pain, and movement. They allow us to balance, grip objects, and move smoothly through the world. When something feels off, it doesn't automatically mean something serious is wrong, but it does mean the body is responding to something, internal or external, and that response deserves attention rather than dismissal. Many health experts today emphasize that listening early is often more helpful than reacting late. That growing awareness is one reason you may be hearing the term peripheral neuropathy more often than before. In simple terms, it refers to changes in how nerves outside the brain and spinal cord function. For some people, that shows up as tingling or numbness. For others, it might feel like burning, sensitivity, or weakness. What's important to understand is that nerve health is not a niche issue. It's something that touches many lives, especially as populations age and lifestyles change. Long work hours, sedentary habits, dietary shifts, and environmental factors all play a role in shaping long-term health conversations. What's different now is how these discussions are framed. Instead of focusing only on severe cases or medical labels, public health conversations are shifting toward everyday influences. The idea isn't that one single thing suddenly causes problems. It's that small, repeated exposures and habits can quietly add up over time. This perspective helps remove fear and replaces it with context. Health changes are often gradual, not dramatic, and understanding that can be empowering rather than alarming. Think about how modern life works. We eat several times a day, drink water from different sources, breathe air shaped by our environment, and use products designed for convenience. None of these things are inherently harmful on their own, but the nervous system, like many parts of the body, responds to cumulative input. Over years, repeated exposure to certain substances, stressors, or lifestyle patterns can influence how well it functions. This doesn't mean danger is everywhere. It means awareness matters. Food is one area where this conversation has grown significantly, not in terms of strict rules or fear-based eating, but in understanding how food is prepared and processed. High-temperature cooking methods like frying, roasting, or baking can create chemical byproducts that researchers continue to study. Ultra-processed foods, which are now a major part of many diets, often contain combinations of additives, refined ingredients, and compounds that didn't exist in the same way a few generations ago. For most people, this isn't about eliminating foods or feeling guilty. It's about recognizing patterns, how often certain foods show up, how they're prepared, and how the body feels afterward. What makes this topic so relatable is that eating isn't optional. It's part of daily life, culture, and comfort. That's why modern health discussions focus on balance and awareness rather than restriction. Understanding that cooking methods and food choices can influence overall wellness allows people to make informed decisions without fear. It also reminds us that health isn't built in a single meal. It's shaped over time. Another topic that's increasingly part of open conversation is alcohol. For a long time, discussions around alcohol were either minimized or framed in extremes. Now there's more space for nuance. Many people are rethinking their relationship with alcohol, not because they've been told to quit, but because they're curious about how it affects sleep, energy, mood, and long-term health. From a nerve health perspective, alcohol is often discussed as a factor that can place stress on the nervous system, especially when consumption becomes frequent or heavy over time. What's important here is tone. This isn't about judgment or labels. It's about self-reflection. People are asking questions like, how often am I drinking? How do I feel afterward? And does it align with how I want to feel long-term? These questions don't require immediate answers. They simply invite awareness. Health experts often emphasize that honest conversations with oneself and with professionals are a healthier starting point than silence or denial. Beyond food and drink, the environments we live and work in shape our health in ways we don't always notice. Water quality, for example, varies depending on location, infrastructure, and source. Older homes may contain materials that are no longer widely used, but still present. Certain workplaces involve regular contact with solvents, chemicals, or airborne substances. Even household products designed for cleaning or maintenance can contribute to overall exposure levels when used frequently in enclosed spaces. Again, this isn't meant to create fear or suspicion. It's about understanding context. Many public health messages today encourage people to be informed about their surroundings, ask questions when appropriate, and take reasonable steps to reduce unnecessary exposure. Knowledge allows choice, and choice supports long-term well-being. Feeling informed is very different from feeling alarmed. What ties all of these topics together is a shift in how health is discussed. Instead of focusing only on what might go wrong, the emphasis is on noticing patterns, understanding influences, and feeling empowered to engage with one's own health story. Awareness becomes a form of protection, not because it guarantees outcomes, but because it encourages thoughtful decision-making. If you've ever found yourself wondering why certain sensations come and go, or why your body feels different than it used to, you're not alone. These questions are becoming more common, and that's a positive sign. It means people care about their long-term well-being. It means they're moving away from ignoring signals and toward understanding them. As this conversation continues, it's also important to remember that health is not static. Bodies change. Lifestyles shift. What worked in one decade of life may need adjustment in another. Staying curious rather than fearful allows room for growth and adaptation. It also opens the door to meaningful conversations with healthcare professionals when needed, without jumping to conclusions or self-diagnosis. Before we continue, take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. Have you noticed changes in how your body feels over time? Are there habits you've already started to question or adjust? If any of this resonates with you, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Your experiences matter, and many others are navigating similar questions. As we move forward, we'll continue exploring how everyday choices, environments, and habits quietly shape long-term wellness, and why understanding these connections can change the way we think about health, not just today, but for years to come.